One of the best ways to make money with Bitcoin is to trade what's known as the halving. However, it is not the best way. It's a good way. It's pretty good, but it's not the best. So for those of you who are not familiar with it, I'm going to go through it real quick. For those of you who are familiar with it, I've got some extra little nuances here I'm going to show you, which a lot of people don't seem to understand about it. And then at the end, we're going to show you the better way to trade cryptocurrencies. All right. So this is really about how to make the most money trading cryptocurrencies. So trading the halving is pretty good. It's good. Can make you a lot of money. Not optimal. And let's go through it. So first of all, the halving, what is it? Well, here's a chart of Bitcoin. We're only going back to 2011 here. Going to show a little bit of history because this is all through backtesting historical to show what's actually happened. Okay, what are the real results? So the halving is basically that around every 4 years, the price of mining Bitcoin is cut in half. So the people who mine it, first of all, the supply of Bitcoin is limited. So the main thing here in all of trading, I don't care what you're trading, is supply demand. In fact, that's everything in the economy. So more demand than supply, prices go up. And the special thing that a lot of people love about Bitcoin, including myself, if I could actually say it, is that the maximum amount of supply of Bitcoin is set. It's limited. There will never be more Bitcoin. But they're in the process of still mining that total supply. That is not done yet. But every 4 years, the rewards that the miners gets cut in half. So that means that it continues to go lower and lower and lower in supply, and the supply-demand ratio shifts. And so let's just look at it here real quick on the chart. Rather than go through all the details, you can look it up on the interwebs if you want to. So you can see, and I've got a weekly chart here, I believe, so I don't necessarily have it to the date, but you can see here is the low. So what a lot of people teach is, when the halving comes, you should buy the halving. And you can see here it worked pretty good. So we got this is how Bitcoin and crypto generally works. Big parabolic move up, big move down. All right. And then at the halving, if you bought right here at the halving, then sure enough, boom, it starts going up. And look at that. I mean, wow, what kind of money you could have made on this. I mean, here, for those of us who've been involved in Bitcoin for a long time, it's a little over $2, and it careens all the way up to, well, we got a big wick up there, but $250 or so. So this is the beauty of cryptocurrency. There is no financial vehicle I've ever seen in my life where you can make more money in less time, and that's why I love it, and frankly, it's my favorite. So, just, crazy, right? All right, let's go forward now. So we saw that. In fact, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Like, that's not enough. No, it went all the way up to 1,200. Came all the way down. Remember, it started at like 250 to 1,200. Hello. Talk about generational wealth. Talk about done financially. Now, the next halving, okay, now this one, again, this one's a little different. So you see that people that teach to buy at the halving, this was not the optimal entry. Now, it was okay, but it was not optimal. The low during the cycle, actually, there was a double bottom in here, and this lasted for more than 6 months. It lasted for about 8 months down here. And then by the time the halving came, the market had already moved up quite a bit. All right, so if we look at it in how we would have seen it at that time, let's look at it that way. So we see that, but way up there, came down, and now we're like, I don't know. Should I buy? Right? This is where people say, I don't know. Maybe I missed the move because I should have bought down here. Well, let's look at what happened. So if you bought at the halving, it went down. Oh, man. And then you're saying, oh, dang it, I shouldn't have done that. This timing technique is terrible. But then up and up and up, and there it goes, off the chart again. So if you could have withheld this little down move, if you bought there, and maybe you continued to dollar cost average in as it came down. Oh my gosh, now it's $600. So, or whatever, $570, wherever you got in there exactly. But so not $2 anymore, But still, look at that parabolic move. And it's still going up, 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 and all the way to $20,000 roughly. So, yeah, not bad. And look at how the chart looks now. And by the way, that's the other thing. Look at how the first halving looks when you scale it to today's prices. It just looks like nothing happened there. But it did. When I changed the scale of the chart for that time, you saw that, oh, you can actually see price action. Here, it looks like, oh, it's just going sideways. But no, there was price action. But now when you bring in the scaling all the way to the high, all this looks like just consolidation, sideways market, and chop. It was not chop. Right? There was a lot of money to be made there. Right? Parabolic move up. By the way, while I'm on it, this is a very important time to say that with cryptocurrencies, these parabolic moves are very, very normal. But when you get parabolic moves, usually they top out and they come crashing back down again, get a parabolic move down as well. So this is where a lot of people mess up. They just think, oh, this is going to last forever, and they don't know when to exit. So maybe I'll do another video on that sometime. That's not the purpose of this video, but just want to give you a warning on that. You gotta exit these if you're going to lock in your big profits, because they do come way, way, way back down. Look at how far it came down from 20,000 all the way back down to 3,000. All right, so where's the next halving? Well, first of all, there's another low, goes back up without a halving, comes back down, doesn't quite get down to this low, comes back up. Now, again, let's look at this on the right edge screen of the chart. So you'd say, oh, okay, we've got resistance here. And gosh, I missed this low. Should I buy it the halving here? And what happens? Well, it just kind of consolidates for a while. So let's look at how long it consolidated. So May to July. So now 2 months of just going nowhere, just going sideways, nothing exciting happening. Could you stay through it? And then, then a big retrace, big red candle, and it comes right back down to about where you started at the halving. And then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, another parabolic move. Right? And again, crazy town. So now from about 10,000 here, all the way up to, and a lot of you know this history, okay, 60, almost 60, well, let's just call it 60,000. All right, so buying the halving is working pretty good. It's not optimal though, right? We're not nailing the lows. So then we go back up, we retest this high, okay, come back up here, get almost to 70,000, come on all the way back down. Again, now if you would have held this and not known when to exit, oh, look at all the money you're giving back. And now you're a sad puppy. Came all the way down to 16,000. They're like, oh man, I should have got out. How would I know? Oh, wait. And there it goes again. Now, this is the most recent halving. All right, this is just as of the recording today, at least. This is just last month, so April. Now, definitely not the low. Definitely not the low. All right, we've already had a big move up. So what is happening? Now, a couple of things with this halving. So just because we've got this 4-year cycle, the one constant is the diminishing of supply. And that is very, very important. That's huge. That's the constant. But each cycle has some other differences. In this particular cycle, one of the big differences was the introduction and the acceptance and the implementation of the Bitcoin ETF, the cash ETF. We had a futures ETF. We had Bitcoin trusts, and in previous videos, I showed you how to take advantage of that. Hopefully you did, because you could get it at a huge discount. And I showed you how to do that way back when. It's in videos on YouTube. You can check it out. But that's part of what happened here. Now, one of the things that happened after the first halving, or halving, usually people call that halving. Some people call it halvening. I like to call it halving. I think that's a little more appropriate. Is that, again, there has been a change in the sense of that people are buying the rumor, okay? And so people have, once they learned this, see, the first time you didn't have this kind of dynamic too much. But after Bitcoin was around for 4 years, 8 years, all of a sudden people are like, oh, wait, they started catching on, got more adoption. And so then once more traders are aware of it and are trading it, then regular trading mass psychology kicks in. One of those things is buy the rumor, okay, supposedly sell the news, but in Bitcoin that has never happened so far. Oh, well, it's happened a short term, very short term. So here it leads up to buying the news. Now the news, or buy the rumor. The rumor is the halving, but they're doing it before it occurs. Okay, let's go back to the previous one. Same one here. Now again, we'll change the scale dramatically in order to really see it. So again, you can see that traders are saying, oh, the halving is coming up. We know that. So we're going to buy into that before it happens. Then there is some sell the news afterwards. Okay, but it's very short-lived, and then off to the races we go, because supply-demand imbalance just takes over beyond trading psychology. So now let's look at where we are. So the big catalyst this time was the approval of the ETF. So pretty much everybody in their parakeet was aware or convinced that it finally was going to get approved, because you had so many major companies, Fidelity and BlackRock and ARK and all the big ones, or at least almost all the big ones, involved in this and pushing for it. So people finally said, you know what, the SEC is actually going to approve that this time. And it was very well and commonly accepted. And so people were buying into it, and that's why this one was a little different. So, and then, again, came back down, and here's where we are right now. Now, that is one approach. Now, I'm going to stop here in this particular video. This is going to be a two-part video. And in the next video, I'm going to show you the better way to make even bigger returns. Okay, these are great returns. These are huge, incredible returns. And if you traded this, you'd be golden. But, and especially now that there's more Bitcoin adoption and it's more mainstream, we don't know. The cycles could be less exponential. Nobody really knows. People theorize both ways. But the real way to make big money is through altcoins. And I'm going to, in the next video, show you how those big money opportunities are still there and how to time it. So again, it's going to be about timing buying the smaller cap altcoins, which still have those big parabolic moves, even bigger than Bitcoin.